What's poppin', you guys? It's your girl SJ, and I'm here with my good homie.
Jeff.
And together we are the Popcorn Patrol podcast. We are in the third week of our Asian homage to cinema this month, Jeff. And we are doing Turning Red. So we hope you'll stick around as we review it for you. Welcome back, guys. It's your girl, and we are reviewing Turning Red. Jeff, let me give you a little brief synopsis. This is a coming-of-age movie set in Toronto, Canada, 2002. It centers around a preteen named Mei Lin, who on her 13th birthday goes through some major changes. She must learn how to control her emotions before she turns into a red panda forever. So give me the fact. Yeah, right, exactly. Do you want to give me some facts about this movie, Jeff?
So this movie was released in 2022. It had a budget of $170 million, which is a lot of money. It did only 20 million at the box office, but there's a small caveat to that. It was released to Disney Plus only
During
and
COVID.
2022, yeah. So I guess a little portion of COVID there. And in the countries that does not have Disney Plus, it was released to theaters there. So in a select few countries, it made 20 million at the theaters. Apparently, it's a critically acclaimed movie. Like it's apparently it's a smashing success. So
I don't like the way you're saying apparently.
Well, I'm saying that. I mean, you look at the
Okay.
numbers, and it doesn't indicate to you that that's a smashing success.
Right.
However, they are releasing it to theaters in February.
I heard that. Yeah, and
The
that one in
States, probably
Seoul,
Canada
right?
too.
I
Yeah.
believe Seoul is being done like that as
Yeah.
well.
So maybe it'll make some of that money back, but I mean, who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Right.
The writers were Domi Shi, Julia Cho, and Sarah Stryker, and it stars Rosalie Shang, Sandra Oh, and Ava Morse.
Right. Okay, so shall we get into the popcorn paradise of this and start talking about this movie?
Absolutely. One of the things
Okay.
that's on my paradise list is this
Ooh,
movie is set in Toronto.
have
And
that as my number one
I
too.
I am a typical Canadian. You love to see Canada represented in movies. A lot of movies are filmed in Canada
Right.
that you wouldn't even know.
Absolutely.
There was portions
Most of
of The
them.
Dark Knight was filmed in Toronto.
Mhm.
But anyways, yeah, there's a lot of movies filmed in Canada that don't get a lot of credit for. But yeah, that's one of my popcorn paradise things. There was
And you know what? They don't
of
hide it. Sometimes in movies they tend to hide it, but
right.
it was out in full force. The TTC, you got the CN Tower in the background in some scenes.
Yep.
Also, we know that she's in Chinatown and Kensington Market area. Listen, that's my old stomping yards back in the day, like before I moved to the East End there. We had lived.
There's a montage where they're going through some school stuff, and on one of the assignments, she's listing off the provinces of
Yep.
Canada. There's an Ontario license plate in there that says
Hmm.
systems when they pull up to the Daisy Mart, which is
Yep.
also we
Canadian.
have those here. There's the Sky Dome, which is awesome. I love the Sky Dome. I mean, back then it was called the Sky Dome. Now it's has a lame name, Rogers Center.
Rogers Center.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it'll always be the Sky Dome in my heart.
Yeah,
And
me
CN
too.
Tower, you get to see the CN Tower a few
Yep.
times. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed that part too. That's
Also,
probably
when they were doing the montage of her like coming home and she's like skipping through the town, she's all excited that she's got this plan with her friends.
right.
There's a sign that even has the 416 area code on it. The number's
Right.
fake because it's 416555, but
Right.
it's neat to see all those little
Little
things.
Easter egg. They're
Yeah.
almost like Easter eggs, aren't they?
Yeah,
For the
yeah.
people who are from Toronto or
I
know
did try
Toronto.
searching some of the names on the buildings. And when I was searching them, the names were auto-populating in Google. But once I
Okay.
hit search, there was no
They weren't.
businesses. So I wonder if maybe some of those have changed names or changed over the pandemic.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. I mean, you got to remember too, this writer is probably around the same age as us, so she's probably writing from back when things were different and the stores were different. So she
Mhm.
may be using, or he or she may be using names from her past that used to be there that aren't necessarily there anymore
Right.
as
Yep.
well. But Daisy Mart is definitely a clear one. I know there are still Daisy Marts around the T dot. I said T dot. I should have said six. Is that cooler? I don't even know. At
It's
this
always
point.
Toronto to me.
Right.
Plus,
Yeah, so that
Toronto
was,
is home to my favorite sports team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. They don't play out of the sky
and the
anymore.
Jays, and the Jays as
Yeah, the
well.
Jays are all right.
Oh no. Um, okay, Jeff. So also I wanted to talk, we were talking about like the Toronto scenery. I wanted to talk about how beautiful this movie is in the sense of it's like the backgrounds, the colors that are used, like everything is so vibrant. Um, and it just gives you like a nice, happy feeling in most of the movie. I really enjoyed that. And the music was fun too. Yeah, I also noticed a common thread with a lot of the movies we've been watching for the Asian Cinema Month this month. There is a theme of and elements of spirituality and a little bit of religion mixed in there.
Family honor.
Family honor. Those are like some really consistent themes that I see. I'm not mad at it. It's just, it is different from North American cinema. Okay, I also liked, I just want to make a mention of a scene that I really liked. So there's a scene at the very beginning when her and her friends are walking and they pass by the corner store, the convenience store, and hot guy Devin is there, and their friends are like going goo goo over Devin, and Maylee, she's like, um, I don't see it, guys. Like, I don't get it. And then I loved when she got home and just was doodling and then realized that she kept drawing Devin over and over again. And then she was like, wait, am I in love with Devin? And then it was just nothing but Devin and her pictures. That was probably my favorite scene in the movie, I
I
have to
guess
say.
I'd have to say my favorite scene. Okay, if I can, okay, I guess if I can be nitpicky on things I don't like, I'll do the equivalent of what nitpicky would be for things that I do like. And it's,
Oh,
I
please
guess,
do.
the opposite. I guess it wouldn't be nitpicking. It would just kind of be like, here's this little thing that I kind of liked. I thought the scene where she was first turning into that panda, not in her room, but after she was going into the bathroom,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
was hilarious.
Yeah, it
Her
was
mom
funny.
thinks it's this teenage moment in her life for a girl, and the dad, when the mom says that out loud, the dad is just like, he was super interested in helping, and
Panicking.
all of a sudden like sheer panic goes through his eyes, and he just kind of like slowly steps back and like leaves the kitchen
He's
area.
like,
Yeah,
I can't help here. I'm just gonna bow out. Um,
so I guess it's the
yeah,
comedy. There's comedy in this.
there's some good,
There's
cute
Yeah.
little moments in this movie for sure, for sure. Yeah, I agree. You know what? And there are moments that I found that I could relate to Meili as well. When it comes to like some cultural things, the strict parents and the rules, certain rules and stuff. They're very similar. They were very similar for me growing up too. So I get it. I totally got that part of the movie for sure. Um,
Any other paradise items for you?
Listen, I like that they had this whole goal to go see Four Town. I mean, when we were that age, a lot of my friends, I mean, I was never into like the boy band thing, but I think a lot of my friends were. And I mean, I had my first childhood crush with JTT. Shout out JTT.
My
Um,
wife and I have recently been watching a full rewatch starting at season one, episode one of Home
Home Improvement.
Improvement.
We've
Oh
been
yeah,
doing that too. We're
yeah.
currently on three, I think, season three.
Oh, we just finished season one. We're like a couple episodes into season two.
Nice. It's still good show.
Oh,
It
it's
holds up.
great. It's
Right.
great. Maybe we'll review it one day. I don't know. We'll do a
Yeah.
TV show or something, but because there's lots I want to say about that.
Yeah. But not this movie. Okay. So I just wanted
Oh, I
to
got
say,
lots more to say about the movie.
okay.
Maybe
Uh-oh.
we'll just save it for the prison.
Um, yeah, I mean, I love all the hearts in the notebooks. I love, that feeling where you have to hide your notebook, and that was something that I could relate to as a child with Caribbean parents, because if they saw any of that nonsense, I wasn't even allowed to stick posters in my room. So I get it. I totally get it. Anyways, those are the parts that I liked about this
I was
movie.
into the boy bands. I was into like pop when I was like a kid, when I was a teenager. I
Yeah,
was, NSYNC and Backstreet Boys and Britney Spears, all those things that, I'm in society, I'm probably not supposed to like.
right.
But it never dawned on me ever that I would ever could go see these people perform live concerts. And it wasn't that I had never been to a concert. I had been to a couple concerts, seen a couple artists play, but it never dawned on me that I could ever actually go. I lived in a small town, pretty far from Toronto, so
Yeah,
you're looking at like 2 hour drive plus getting down there and tickets and stuff. But yeah, it would never have dawned on me that I could actually go to one of these events. So it was neat to see them be
kind
from
of.
the area and have that ability to do that or scheme to do that and see that kind of come to
And
fruition.
you know what though? I think at that time, like growing up, I mean, I grew up in the you and I grew up in the 80s, right? I don't remember like my parents, I'm first generation Canadian. I don't remember my parents having money to send us to do those things. You're a kid at that time, you don't work.
Yeah.
You don't have money to go to those shows unless
Yeah.
your like parents are extremely wealthy or whatever. And that's not something, we really did.
I'm ninth generation Canadian, and I was in the same boat.
Yeah.
No, we didn't have a lot of money to do those kind of things. That's why I guess it never dawned on me that I could actually go do those things. In
Right.
fact, I
Right.
didn't go
Right.
to my first Leaf game until after I moved out of my house and I had my own money.
Yeah.
And I was able to go to my first
Exactly.
Leaf game. But
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even allowed to have a dog. My mom used to tell me, like, when you get your own house and you get married, you can have a dog at your own house, but not at my house. And I was like, okay, so I got a dog when I moved out. But it's just like little things like that, right? But yeah, it was interesting that whole dynamic. Oh, that reminds me, as we're talking about Four Town, one thing that I have to say is that song is so darn catchy. You never not on my mind. With the and did you know that Billie Eilish and her brother Phineas actually wrote the three or four of the original songs that Four Town sang. And Phineas was actually one of the members in the band.
oh, neat.
Yeah, so I thought that was kind of cool. It was like a
That's cool.
little Easter egg there with him being in the band. Yeah, okay, well, let's get on to our popcorn prison,
Well,
Jeff.
you know what? We
Uh-oh.
can we can transition right into the music if you want. For me, Disney, they have some 10 beller iconic soundtracks.
Yeah,
Right? They have the
yep.
Aladdin soundtrack, Beauty and the
Little
Beast
Mermaid,
soundtrack, Little Mermaid. Yep. They have all these
Frozen.
amazing Lion King, Frozen. Yeah. They've had some songs that have charted number one on the Billboard.
Yep,
They Let It Go hit number
yep.
one. I'm pretty sure
Part of
the Circle of Life, Elton John version. Uh,
yes, and the Beauty and the Beast one with Celine Dion
yeah,
and Cuba Bryson.
yep. They charted and they've had some $10. This soundtrack sucked. This soundtrack was awful.
It's
Did not
generic.
have, and I think the reason why this one wasn't that great was because it was about some fake band, and the songs in the movie soundtrack are from the band. And during the movie, you didn't there wasn't really like a full performance of a song. And I know that they don't
Right.
do that during most movies. You don't get a, well, I guess some of them there are, like The
Yeah.
Lion King and Aladdin, you get the full performance of the song. But
But I think it's different in the way that those movies, they use the music in order to advance the story.
absolutely.
So you're
Yep.
whereas this one didn't have that. And I think the Disney movies that do quite well are the ones that have that, where they're
Yep.
using the music to actually tell a story or to advance the movie. And you don't get that. It's just a generic, like a band, a boy band, and they have four catchy songs, mind you, very catchy, but, everything else is very generic. It's just background music or, mood music kind of thing. It's nothing to advance the story or to, um, give it anything,
Yep.
shall we
Absolutely.
say. I didn't like how it's like they didn't know who their audience was. I feel like they were aiming at preteens, so like 8 and up, but they were also trying to get like six-year-olds, but I think they missed the mark with that because to me, this was for an older kid to watch, like someone who's 8, 9, 10, because they talk about your body, like her body going through changes and, when they're in the bathroom, the first bathroom scene and her mom, we talked about that scene. She thinks it's the girl, yeah, going through, the hormonal changes of teenage that teenagers often go through, and she thinks that Mei Li is getting her period, and she's not. I mean, she's
Not
turning
yet.
into a not
That's
yet, but
another thing that you're gonna have to deal with later on down the road.
right, she's turning into a red panda. Coincidentally, in the film, it also happens when they hit puberty, and, Mei Li's celebrating her 13th birthday. She's in that age where she is now, in the panda stages, right? The early panda stages. So I think they talk a lot about that adolescent kind of thing because she's 13 years old. So I had a problem with that because I was a little lost when it came to where they wanted to go with it. One scene also was that they used modern Canadian bills in one of the scenes where Mei Lee and her friends are trying to raise money to go to Fort Town. And I know that because I worked at a bank. So I know when those bills came out and they only came out after 2010 or 2010. So boo. And then also I know the movie wasn't long, but it felt a little bit long.
That's my point that I have for the popcorn prison was
Okay.
once they stopped, and I loved this part, once they stopped shoving Toronto in my face, I love it. I love Toronto just being shoved in my face.
Sure.
Once they stopped doing that, this movie was boring as hell. It just, there was nothing that grabbed me from nothing. There was nothing
Yeah.
there that grabbed my attention that was like, hey, this is awesome
Well,
or
and I
this is
I also
entertaining or
felt
anything.
I also felt that this movie is directed to young girls specifically too. So in that way, I don't think it related with the male viewers, the younger male viewers at all, to be
Mhm.
honest. Well, some of them maybe. Jeff, what else you got? Do you have
I don't
anything
really have
else?
much else. I
Okay,
covered my
well,
bases there.
I think we should rate it. You go
All
ahead,
right.
Jeff. What's your rating?
I'm gonna unfortunately give this one a small popcorn.
Whoa,
Yeah, this is a
okay.
small popcorn. I don't know. I hemmed and hawed between a small and a medium, but I ended up going with a small just because mainly for the, well, not mainly, but one of the big reasons is it was an hour and a half movie that just felt like 3 hours long. It just felt like, I kept looking in, it's like, oh, there's still 40 minutes left of this. Oh, there's still 30 minutes left of this. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
that's mine's a small.
I I actually toyed with a couple categories as well. I like straddled the two
Yeah.
categories, and in the end, I decided to go with a medium popcorn.
Okay.
And you know, the characters are cute. Um, but that was about it. A couple of, you know, the Four Towns songs were catchy, but that's only because Billie Eilish and Phineas were on that. It's a cute movie. I would watch it with my family or whatever if it came on, but it's not my like as far as Disney goes, it's not in the league with the other Disney movies, if that
Yep.
makes sense.
It's a
It
one and
doesn't have
done.
that magic. Yeah.
It's a one and done for
Yeah.
me. Probably
Sure.
never reaching for this title again.
Ooh. I mean, we've seen worse. I mean, I thought some of the movies we've watched were worse, but
Yeah,
um
there's definitely a worse one. That Adam Sandler one was bad. Eight Crazy
Oppenheimer.
Nights.
I hated Oppenheimer. I'm not gonna lie. Um, okay, people will come for me, but that's fine. That's fine.
It's okay to
Listen,
think the movie was good, but also hated watching it. Like
yeah,
that's possible. Don't let anyone think any different. It was
right.
a good movie, but it wasn't fun to watch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyways,
No,
I'm not here for
I,
Oppenheimer anymore.
right. We're here for Mei Lee. Anyways, we're done
We're here
for
for
with
that
May.
that mom joke that
Oh,
we're all desperately hanging on the edge
yes,
of our
we
seats
are.
for. Yeah,
Yes,
that's what
we
we're waiting
are. We're
for.
here for it. Okay. So listen, why are there no planes where Peter Pan lives? Because there's a sign that says Never Neverland. I got a chuckle. I'll
Yeah.
take it. I'll take today's chuckle was brought to you by Jeff Francis. Love it. Okay. Guys, thanks for watching. Jeff, tell the lovely people where they can find us.
You can find our podcast hosted on Spotify and YouTube. You can check us out on social media on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter.
Thanks, guys, for watching. We appreciate you. Popcorn Patrol out. Peace.